Hello, Julie here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me. Today I am doing Roxy's Weekly Challenge Week 8. It started off using playing cards, and I've got some playing cards here, and then she branched out into other things, so I've got some other things here as well. So let's start with the cards so I can show you what she did. So these are just plain playing cards. I haven't done anything to these. And what we need to do is pick something, and I've got some labels here. She used labels or all sorts of things to join her two pages together. Now my cards are not that big, so I can afford to have some smaller tags, and I'm just going to choose two. They will be different shapes, but that's fine. So I'll choose those two, although they are blue cards, so let's see if I can find two blue labels. So that's one and that one. So we've got a big one and a small one. Now they don't have to take up the whole area, the whole side of the card. I could use just that one. As a matter of fact, I think I will. So I'll just go for one long tag. So depending on the size of your item that you're using will depend on your size of your labels. So I'm not going to ink around the cards because they've got that sort of sheen to them, and I don't know that the ink will stick that well, but we'll see. Okay, so now I'm going to fold this. I'm going to pre-fold it just to make my job a bit easier. You can use your scoreboard if you want to. Make sure you get it in the middle, but it's going to be on either side of the thing, so it's not going to make much difference. You can use whatever you like as far as glue is concerned. Racheal uses glue stick. I'm not a big glue stick fan. So I'm going to take this and attach my bottom card to the inside back of my hinge. Let's call it a hinge. Okay. Finish that down nicely. Now I'm going to lay this one on top of that one. Make sure I get it up the right way. I don't want them upside down. Add my glue to this. And I'm using the liquid glue because I know that art glitter glue sticks to just about everything. So the fact that this has got a bit of a sheen to it, I'm not worried about the art glitter glue not sticking. I am sure it will. So there we go. I've got that stuck down there. Let's put some clamps on that for a few minutes. Oh well, a few seconds really is all it needs. Okay, now on the inside of this we put a little fold out paper. So I'm just going to cut this to a bit shorter than my card. So I'm going to cut it to about there. And I'm just going to cut it the full width. Okay, so now put my pin back in my glue because you can bet your boots that when I go to use it, it'll be dried up. Okay, so now we're going to put this in here. We're going to fold it over, so about there. Make sure we've got it nice and straight. Burnish that down. And we can just fold that backwards and forwards, about that same distance. Looks like my paper's not that straight. Well, that worked out alright, didn't it? Okay. Now, so that's that. Now there's a couple of things you can do. You can stick this straight onto your card like that, in which case you're going to cover up your this. Or you can fold this over here and then fold that like that, which would cover over a bit of the back of the card. So let's fold this over, because I'm going to say I want to keep the 9. I want to be able to see the 9. Now I'm going to add some glue to this folded over piece. Plenty of glue there. And I'm going to attach that to the back of my card like so. And then that will give me, I'll have to reverse my folds, or it will give, I should have done that before I made my folds by the look, which is what Racheal did now that I think about it. And that piece can come back. Or we might just fold that back in like that. Doesn't have to be, you know, perfectly in line on that side. I'm just going to erase that pencil mark. Okay, and then that closes over like that. We've got a little pull out journaling spot back and front. Now you can, to tidy that up a bit or to disguise it a bit, you can add some washi. I'll just have a look for some blue washi or something that I think will go, well, this will go with it. So we'll use this. Now I'm going to put some glue over this because I never trust washi to stay in place. About there. And stick that down on there. Like so. There we have our fold out. Now we can decorate the front of this a little, so let's have a look what we want to put on that. I could put a label. A little blue label. And perhaps a taller plain label, so perhaps something like that, something like that I think looks quite good, so let's do that. Okay, we've got that. Now we could put a little tab on here to indicate that it can be pulled out. We could use another label for that as well, and it doesn't bother me if it pokes out the side, but because that doesn't come all the way over, it probably won't poke out. So if we put that on there, yep, I think we will. So Racheal saw this on somebody else's channel. I will link Racheal's channel in my description box, and she's got the link in her description box to the lady she saw it on. So that's the idea. I think it's quite cute. You know, you pop that in a pocket. Very nice, I think. Alright, so now I've got some other playing cards here that I didn't like the back of. So I like the back of these. They look old and, you know, the old style playing cards. These were promotional playing cards, and I didn't want the back to be an ad for somebody. So I've covered that with some pattern paper. Now the same thing goes here. We make our little booklet by joining our two cards together. Now you can have a card. So let's say we put the Queen of Hearts on the outside. We've got that on the inside, and this would be covered by our pattern paper. So we could do it that way. I think we'll do it that way, shall we? So we'll have the Queen of Hearts on the outside. You can see I have inked around the edge of this, and I'm pretty sure it will eventually come off. Okay, so let's have a look for some different sort of labels for this one. Or we can also use fussy cuts to do our... Well, we've got some stamps here. Let's see if we can find some stamps. Well, there's a ticket. It's not really a stamp. Oh, there's a dinosaur. I don't think that's appropriate. Got a floral. I would probably like something that's got a bit of red on it. What about that? This is card stock. It's quite heavy. I don't think that's big enough to be on its own, but too big to do two. So we got that one and that one. So we could do two red ones like that, or I've got a blue one here. Oh, come on. This is a faux stamp. Yeah. I can put a blue and a red. I wonder if I could find a purple one, because there's some purple in that, or a deep blue, a deeper blue. What about yellow then? What a yellow? What a floral. I don't think I want a floral actually. What have I got there? Bird. I'll go for that, the bird and the red. Or do I want the two reds? I think I'll go for the two reds. So let's use them. Okay, so same deal. Fold these in halves. You don't have to fold them in half, you can just wing it. So let's put our back stamp on there and our bottom stamp. Okay, now we're going to attach this one on the top. So ink up our stamps. Now it depends on how thick your paper is that you're going to put in the middle. If you need to leave a bit of a gap between your cards, I'm just using normal 80 GSM tea-dyed paper, so I'm not too fussed about leaving too much of a gap. It worked alright for this one, so I'm assuming it will be alright for the next. Okay, let's burnish that down in the hope that it sticks nicely. I think that red looks nice on the back as well. Blends in nicely, doesn't it? So that will be the inside of our booklet. Our paper will cover that up, or we can go from behind. So what do we want to do? I might cover this one up with the paper. So let's mark our paper. Oh, I want the height, not the width. I'm going to make it that high. So I'm going to make it so that it doesn't show out below the rounded corners on the cards. Okay, so how does that fit? Yep, that fits nicely. So what do you think? Should we cover up the 4? We can see the number on this one, so yeah, maybe we will cover up the 4 on this one. So, erase that pencil mark. And we can mark this where we want to fold it and fold that over, and I'm going to try and keep this edge level. Okay, so I'm going to glue that down. I guess you could also glue this just on 3 sides and turn it into a pocket as well. So let's attach that on there where we want it, like so. Okay, now fold that down, fold this back, fold it back, and there we have our journaling spot. Let's burnish them. I'm going to make them nice and flat so that our cards will sit nicely together. Now, do we want to embellish this a little bit? I don't really want to cover up my Queen of Hearts very much. I don't really want to cover up my stamps. So, what can I put on there? Perhaps just... Okay, so perhaps I could just put something like that. Just something little. Yeah, I don't really want florals. I would just put that with a tiny label. Maybe just something like that, eh? What do you think? I am undecided. Yes, I think I'll do that. Okay. Do that side, I think. You can ink these pieces of chipboard. Actually, they're wooden elements. They're not actually chipboard, but they do the same thing, don't they? I think they look nice on our junk journal projects. I just forget to use them, that's all. Okay. Do we want to ink over that to make it a bit darker? Should have done this, of course, before I stuck it down. There we go. Right. Okay. Do we want a tag on that? We could just put some washi on there as a tag. Or we could, you could use anything as a tag really, couldn't you? Or we can just leave it as it is. Good idea to make sure you haven't glued it down before you call it done. Now, if you wanted to, you could also embellish that a little. Actually, on the inside here, maybe, might just put a little something. Maybe one of these little purple florals. What do we think about that? Oh, I like it. Yeah, I'm going to put that on there. We do lose a bit of journaling space, but that's not a problem, I don't think. We've got plenty of it. Now, normally I would ink around this. It's very fiddly. I bought these fussy cuts on Etsy. I can't remember the name of the lady I bought them from. I tried to get some from a lady in the UK, but she doesn't sell, she doesn't post to Australia, so that was a dead end. But I did find these, so I was pretty happy about that. Okay. Alright, so we'll let that one dry and we'll go on with our next one. Okay, so under here I have some library cards and some tags. So I have off screen, before I started the video, I backed the library cards with some digital, and I backed the tags with some digital as well. These tags I made years ago. I can't even remember how I made them, to be honest. So yeah. So Racheal also did some with tags, and I'm going to do these two tags. So I have got the inside covered, and I'm going to use, so do I want that one on the front and that one on the back? I like the orange one, so we'll go with the orange one on the front. Okay, now these are much taller than my playing cards. As you can see, they're about twice the height, so I can afford to have two larger labels on here. So let's see what I've got in here. You can use shaped ones. could use something like this. Now that sideways would be sufficient to hold the whole thing on. Quite large though, isn't it? What about that? Might use that and a smaller one. What about those two like that? What's that one? I'll go for that. Right, now I'll trim that down to just the black, I think. Now I have already inked around the tags, front and back, so you don't have to sit and watch me do that. Okay, so let's stick them down. Now these tags are quite thick because there's the tag, which is a manila tag, then there's a backing sheet which is printed onto 120 GSM card, paper. So, and I think one of them actually had an 80 GSM coffee dyed paper on the back of that, so it's quite thick. Rightio, so we could use, I'm going to use the same paper again, but you could use anything, as I said before. You could use, you know, music sheet that you could still write on, anything that you can write on you could use for this. Racheal used like old book pages and old journal pages, all sorts of interesting things. I haven't got any of those, so I'm going to use just normal tea-dyed paper, which is fine because, you know, very easy to write on. Okay, here's my pencil mark. Let's get rid of that for starters. Okay, so what I want to do here, do I want to stick it down flat? Do I want to edge it over the back? I think I might just edge it over the back a little bit. So let's put a little fold in that. I don't want it too wide because I don't want to cover up too much of my tag. So I'm only going about, and then probably 3/8, so it's a bit over a quarter but not a half. I'll stick that down there. Okay, that folds over there like that. Then we can fold this back. And back. And back. And this one's going to be a bit more gaping because I've got the folds a bit close to the join, so that's something to look out for. You might want to leave yourself a bit more room than that in your inner fold. And you got it on the back, of course, as well. Okay. You could put some sari silk or something through that front loop. Let's do that. I've got some yellowy orangey sari silk here, so I'm going to use that. Just cut some off. I don't want it this wide, so I'm going to cut it in halves. Put all those bits and pieces off. And thread that through. Just tie a knot, I think. So I'm only threading it through the top one. Okay. Okay, so now what do we want to do on here? I've got some book page here, so I might use a little bit of book page. Put a little bit of book page there, and what else? Go there, and let's have a look at the floral. Like that, or should I get a label, a plainer label? Perhaps something like that. Yes, I think so. I don't remember where I got that label from, but I can put it back later on. So I'm going to ink around this. Actually, I might just ink over lightly. It's fairly whitish. Just lightly ink it up a bit so it doesn't stand out so much. Ink around the edges. Okay, so let's stick that down. Now I was just thinking that I've got this sari silk. Where's the bit I tore off, cut off? Do I want to put a bit of that under there? Yeah, I think I might. So let's glue this down. Then put this on that like so, Actually, put that up higher. I'll do it up there. Then, I think that's going to stay there. Use some glue under it. And then this one down here, poking out more like that, and then our flower will go here, over that way a little bit more, I think. Okay, yeah, so there we go. That is that one. Open it up, got our folding paper. I'm not putting a tab on this one, it can just stay as it is, and that's that one. Okay, so that's 3. We'll do one more and that will be it. Now this one, these are like this, and I thought that I would have that on the front, that on the back, so you could write on there as well. Whereas the other ones, you can't really write on the back. Oops, I was going to put some washi on that. So let's do that. Looks a bit unfinished, doesn't it? Let's put some glue down. This down. Tear that off, finish that down, okay, so as I was saying, you can't really write on the back of that. You could write on that if you wanted to, but you can't write on the back of that one. So I was thinking with this one I'd make it so that we could write on the back. So this will be our front, this will be our inside where we can write. We'll have our our plain paper attached to that page, and then on the back we'll be able to write. So we'll have extra writing space on this one. Now, what else could we join it with? We could join it with sari silk. Why not? So we could put that on there and flip that out. Do you want to try that? Goes all right with it, doesn't it? Let's do it then. So let's put a row of glue. I'm not actually that keen on sticking sari silk down with glue, because you can see there, see that line of glue? When that dries, that will still be there. So I find that I have to use minimal glue when I'm using sari silk. Just one row to hold it in place, and that's it. I'm just going to run a row down there and fold that over like so. Okay. All right. So we can now add our journaling paper. Give that a chance to dry. That's not straight. That's better. Right, so I don't want that poking up over that rounded edge, so I'm going to bring it in to there. And I'm going to cut that off. Something stuck under there. Okay, now the other way that you can attach your papers is to fold a little piece over, like so, and attach that to the inside of that. So I'm going to do it that way this time. So there's a variety of ways you can attach your fold out paper. I've shown you 3. I can't remember if Racheal did any others, but you could always check out her video and see. I'm just going to line that up. As I said, I will put the link to her video in the description box, so if you want to pop over and check her video out, please do. Every week she does a, oops, that was silly, wasn't it? Every week she does a Racheal's Weekly Challenge. She also does stitching and a couple of other journaling type videos as well, like I think she does What's in My Box or What's Up Wednesday, or I can't remember the name of her things now, but I know that she does several different ones each week. I thought I'd just do the weekly challenge for this year and see how I go, see if I make my way through it. Actually, I surprised myself. I did the junk journal January and did every day. So, I mean, I didn't do it every day, but I did every prompt. I did probably 3 prompts each time. So that's our fold up piece, and you can see we've got this join on the inside this time. So let's see, do we want to put some washi over that, or what sort of washies have we got here? I haven't really, I could use that pink, that's more of a Christmas one. You know, I've got so many washes down there I can't be bothered going through them, so if I'm going to use washi I'll use this same one, which I will. Okay, let's put some washi on, some glue on here. Just for a bit of extra decoration, but it also, you know, we can still see our lovely pattern paper underneath. The pattern paper is from my Fabulous Florals digital kit. I'll put a link to that in the description box as well, if you're interested in having a look. There's a flip through video, shows you everything that's in the kit, and I've also got a playlist that shows all of the projects that I've made using this digital kit, so that will give you lots of ideas about what you can do with it. Alright, so there we go. Now we might put a you know, a tab on this one. See what I mean about the glue? It's annoying. It might fade off a little bit. So what have we got on there? Just lots of colour. What have we got here? I know what I'd like. A butterfly. Let me see if I can find a butterfly and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got some butterflies here. Let's have a look. What about... That one looks alright, doesn't it, with that? Have I got any... Might use that one on the outside anyway. Do you reckon that's going to work? If I use a butterfly, oh, I'll have to just do half like that, won't I? I'll do that. I think it's marvellous how inking around your fussy cuts just makes them look 100% better. Just covers up any white. Fold it in halves and put some glue on this side. And pop that under there like that. And then put some glue on this side. And fold that over like that. I've never done that before. So we've got our butterfly is now our tab. Very good. Now that butterfly goes on there perfectly because of the bright colours. And I want a large plainish, not that large. Something like that, I think. Because that is busy enough on its own. Don't you think? Or should I put a bit of lace under here? Oh, I don't know. I can never work out. And enough is enough. I'm quite happy with that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that down there, and then my butterfly, and I'm going to call that done. This is a stamped image that I have heat embossed, and then I've coloured with distress inks and a water brush. So I've just smooched some ink onto a surface and then used a water brush to spread it around. Okay, so that's my 4 projects for today. Let's have a look at what we've got. Okay, so our first one was some playing cards. These are small playing cards, not your standard size. I liked the pattern on the outside of the playing card, so I left that blank. I've attached it using one large, I've attached the 2 cards using one large label. I've decorated with a couple of other labels. I've put washi on the back. This one, our page opens out revealing the other side of both playing cards, and we've attached it to the back of the playing card, and we've put a little tab on here to make it easier to pull our writing space out. This one, I've attached the two playing cards with two stamps. I've got the playing card surface on the outside there and on the inside here. I've backed the playing cards with pattern paper because I didn't like the outside of the playing card, and I've attached a little decoration to our flip out paper here. This one's attached straight down onto the inside surface of the playing card, so we lose the playing card in this instance. So that's that one. Then we did the tags. So I've used a large label and a small label to attach these. I've added some sari silk to the tab. I've decorated with some more sari silk, some pattern paper, book page, a label and a floral. On the inside I have put, now these are shipping tags that I've decorated with various inks, but I can't, it was so long ago I can't remember when. And then we have our pull-out paper here. This one, once again, is attached at the back, and I've put some washi over that to just make it look a little bit nicer. So plenty of writing space there. There's no tab on this one. And then our last one, we joined them together with sari silk. We've just decorated with a label, which is on crooked. Is it? No, it's not. We've got our library card on the inside there where we can write. On the back we've got our library card where we can write as well. And we've got a butterfly here as a tab, and we can pull that out, and I've attached this one to the inside of the back of the library card. So we could still write on there if we wanted to. And that one folds up like that. So they're my 4 projects for today. I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. If you have, I'd love it if you would give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, all those lovely things. And I hope you can join me when I post my next video. Okay, bye.